Moonlight spills like liquid ice, washing over a child in the still woods. Her breath turns to mist, her eyes to stars. Bones bloom and skin shimmers cerulean. A cry becomes a growl, a heartbeat becomes thunder. Where a girl once stood in silver light, a blue werewolf lifts her head and howls to her new wild sky. Hello everyone, welcome to Always Forever Creations. My name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here today. In today's video, I'm going to be making a werewolf costume for my daughter. I know the title says for dress up. It's actually for Halloween, but you're gonna see this after Halloween. And my kids play dress up all year long with their Halloween costumes. And Halloween is just right around the corner, so let's dive right into it. So the design for this werewolf costume is going to be a hood with ears that's like attached to like a dicky piece, I guess. It's only going to come down to like here, and my daughter will have a flannel over it, which is on order. I'm not going to be making that piece. And then I'm going to make her like hand covers and like a leg warmer. And then she's going to be a blue werewolf. It's going to be a blue werewolf for a couple of reasons. One, it's her favorite color, and two, this was free. My mother-in-law had this on hand, not using it, and I actually do not need this much, And then pattern-wise, I'm reusing patterns that I've already made from previous costumes. So I have a little paw pattern. This is the hood. And then I took I already made a mock-up, so I took a bodysuit pattern that I had and made it, and then just kind of chopped up my mock-up. So my mock-up is now the pattern for the chest piece. And the ears, the ones I made on the mock-up, I did not like. So I made them a little bit shorter and wider. I have not made these up. I'm just gonna go for it, and whatever happens. So hopefully it will work out okay. And yeah, I think that is everything. So I'm going to start cutting out all the pieces. Oh, I'm also going to line the hand pieces and the hood piece. Everything else, she'll have clothing underneath that can act as the liner. So I'm not going to I don't want to, it sounds bad, but like waste time with that. If she ends up needing it later, then we can do that. This is the lining she picked. So this will be in the hood and on her hands. So I think that's everything. So now let's start cutting. I'm gonna give this liner fabric a quick iron. It's a little wrinkly. I don't need much of it. I'm going to do the paws off camera. I don't like my pattern because it's a lion paw and I need a wolf paw. So I'm going to do that part with my daughter. She really wants to be a part of the process. So we'll do that later together. I'm going to cut 2 of these as is. So then this piece will get sewn around here and here. And it's a hood. Okay, going to start with the chest pieces in the fur. And this was a mock-up that I made, and I'm using that as my pattern. And I'm just gonna pin it on and cut around. I'm just realizing that I already started with the hood piece because I cut out the liner for it. This piece doesn't need a liner. And it all ends up getting connected together. Now, if you have never used fur before, it is very messy when you cut it out. So, little tip, just have a handheld vacuum at the ready and vacuum the seams as you, or like, you can fully cut it and then vacuum the seam. And even with all that, expect to find fur in the coming months. And these will get sewn together like so. This is the front. It's a little bit lower. Not much. Oh gosh, I already like see fur flying around. Another tip working with fur is to like pluck the seams, I guess. So I just take a pin and get all the fur out of the seam, and then the seam like disappears completely. So fur is very forgiving. It's very messy, but it's very forgiving. So that piece is ready to go. Now we can work on the hood. Like I said, we did cut out the liner. It's somewhere. This is ready to be sewn. We need to do the fur, and I need to do something a little bit different because I want to make a seam where the ears are going to get sewn in. And I guess we have to cut out the ears too. Already, change of plans already. We're going to do the ears first because the ears have to be sewn in to the seam of the hood. So, and the ears are going to be lined as well. My ear pattern. Okay. Haven't fully worked this part out yet. Okay. So we'll do 2 ears, obviously. That'd be weird if it was just one. I guess I'm gonna go here. I might be able to fit a leg warmer here. I don't think so. It looks way too thin. But this is for a little girl, so maybe. So here I am cutting out the ear pattern in the fur. And once I was done with that process, I cut it out in the liner fabric. Alrighty, ear liners. Now we sew. I'm going to sew all the way around. I'm going to leave the bottom open because I'll have to turn them and everything. And also squish the fur down so you line up your seam or your edges really well. I don't usually pin things, but fur, I feel like it I don't know, I don't want to say that like it moves on you. It's deceiving of like what you're actually sewing. You want to make sure you're sewing the back, not just the fur. So I'm gonna pin it. Okay, I'm not gonna film the sewing bits, but I'll just be right there sewing. Oh, they're so cute. And I will paint them later. Let's cut the fur for the hood. Lots of things, lots of things. Okay. So for the hood, I'm going to add a seam here, which seems a bit silly, but I don't know how to get the ears in otherwise, and you won't see it with the fur. I did not put where the seam was going to go. I'm just going to put it an inch in, which means I need to cut to there for a seam allowance. Might not need a 1/2 inch necessarily. Ah, my ruler is not long enough. But again, the fur kind of tricks your brain as to what you're sewing, so rather have more fabric to grab onto rather than just the fur part. Okay, and this is the point I am realizing I've made a mistake. I cut the same side. Who saw it? I didn't. You guys did, because you're smart. I know you did. I know you were yelling at me that whole time. Okay. To remedy this, I flipped my pattern over and recut the fur. And while I sew this piece, I'm going to sew the liner too, since I'll be there, might as well. And then we'll place the ears to sew in to that other seam. I think my favorite part about sewing is like having all these pieces and they eventually like combined into one piece. That's my favorite part. My least favorite part is cutting all those pieces out. Liner's done, or ready. It's not done. It's ready. Okay. And here is the hood for the outside. Now we need to add the ears. The ears are going to go towards the center. Pretty close, like an inch away from the center, because wolf ears are they're closer to their face and like inward, I think. I don't know. I need to sew these pieces together. I just remember that. So I'm gonna start with just this top part here. So it will be open here, and then eventually that will get closed up. I might put some of this in there. I'm feeling indecisive and unsure. Ears are hard. I always have problems with the ears. And I'm gonna cut these like a 1/2 inch smaller so I can slide them in. There's our ears. Okay. Now we need to place them in the hood. I'm gonna place them like an inch down from the center. I think think that's how to do it. This one goes here. It's a lot of fabric. So it's a lot here. You gotta make sure you get all the layers. It doesn't fit me, but oh yeah, so cute. I love it so much. This goes this way, like this, right? This way, right side out. Okay. This one goes this way, so this goes inside here, like so. This is the neck part, not the hood part. Okay. Right, I'm not sewing the bottom seam, but I am just gonna pin this in place here for no reason whatsoever. Tuck the ears in. Now things are fitting better. I think I am gonna do a top stitch around it. Now it goes in here. The front, I do have a front and a back. It's slightly lower in the front, just ever so slightly. So we need to find the middle of the back and the front. Last, I'm gonna serge the edges. You're not gonna see them. I'm not gonna hem them or anything. I'm just gonna serge them up so they're clean and intact. Okay, we have entered the part of the video where I just needed to finish. What I'm working on here is the leg warmers. So very simple. I took the measurement of my daughter's ankle and like right above her knee. The circumference of each of those, and then also the length from each of those points, and added a few inches for elastic space, and you saw that go in there. And now this is for the tail. Again, simple square-ish type piece, and then I just cut out little random pieces to kind of make it look fluffy. So, and ended up sewing those on. And once those were sewn on, I sewed up the side seam and attached it to a red twill piece. Also, you can tell that I am not in frame most of the time, so hopefully in the next video I have a solution to kind of fix that. So again, hopefully in the next video that won't be an issue. I just couldn't see what my phone was saying, and I was really out of frame most of this video. I do apologize, and I am learning and figuring this out as I go. The werewolf costume is done. I didn't film it, but I did go in and add some paint just to dirty it up a little bit. It was looking a little too cute and bright, so just kind of had to make it a little messy. So headpiece, and you guys have seen photos of like the full costume. Halloween hasn't happened for me yet. But yeah, she had the orange flannel and tail, her little paws. I really like how this turned out. Hopefully my daughter likes it. She's gonna try it on later today. These are just little leg warmers again. So yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. The only thing is I didn't upsize it, so it fits her now, but I don't know that it's gonna last the entire year. I feel like she's gonna grow out of it pretty quickly. I usually try to size their Halloween costumes up so they can be used for dress up for the rest of the year or longer. Like, they were pirates last year and they still wear those things every day, so but yeah, that is it for today. I'm sorry I didn't show the whole process. I was feeling stressed about getting it done, so I finished it, and it is the 29th currently, so we're good. I still have to pick up her flannel and then yeah, and edit this video and everything. So, but yes, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel inspired and motivated and you get some good making time in today. Let's get together again soon.